Hey YouTube, welcome back. I know I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks. How do I word this? I'm planning on making it less than 4. Yeah. So it's finals week, and so far I'm not doing as good as I wanted to, but also it's my first semester of freshman year of college, so I'll just take what I can get, I guess. I don't think everybody's expectations are going to be set or met, I guess is what you would say. So I'm going to do a little yapping, and I'm going to attempt to get some work done. Well, not work. I don't have any work anymore, thank God. I do have to study for my pre-calc final because I really want to make an A in that class because it has been what I spend most of my working time work on. I could be studying economics or trying to figure out how I can actually do good on the final, but I didn't do that. I was busy throwing hands with Prove the Identity. Guess who's still throwing hands with Prove the Identity as we speak? Well, not as we speak, but as we soon speak. We really only have 2 undetermined grades now because I had my last assignment for English yesterday, and I have the grade back on that. So the first grade I got back was economics. Okay, so the way the classes ran, there's 2 non-final unit exams, and then there's 1 final unit exam, because it's a 2-credit-hour class, and the class ended at like the beginning of November. The first test I made like an 85 on, so I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. Whichever of the 2 tests you do the worst on gets dropped. We're hoping my professor sticks to that agenda and that he doesn't change his mind, because that second one was buns. On the final exam, I studied for it, but only 20% of what I studied was actually on the exam. I made a C swan on a final exam. It was worth 35% of my final grade. I'm ending that class with like a 81. I'm barely gonna make a B in that. Construction management, I made an A in, like an A+, because it was an orientation class. I got my psychology final grade back yesterday. I made a 103 on the final because I locked in crazy style. And then I got my English grade back today. My final grade is at 89.26%. I emailed the teacher and she said she could only round up 0.5 or higher. We're gonna do this Max Mayfield style. We got 1, you take your own life. 2, we sit in this asylum together. And 3, we just escape. I'm not going to drop out of college, but hey, we're going to attempt to make an A in pre-calc. I don't know why I would set my standards that high. I have an 87 in the class right now because I fluffed up that last exam. I literally wrote no solution for the last question because I ran out of ideas. So there's that, and then there's theater and society, which is, I'm not going to speak on that. Okay, I maybe can do this one without turning off the camera. Actually, I'll just come back to y'all later. Okay, so the last clip that I uploaded was at 6:13. It is now 6:18, and I haven't started on work. But I came back to tell y'all that I have not just this video planned, but another one. All the correct numbers, but I also added some incorrect ones. There's pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Which one do we think is the odd one out? Alright, guys. Ooh, this lighting's bad. So, an hour has passed. Well, a little over an hour, actually. I understand 2 more concepts than I did an hour ago. So, 21 Savage is threatening to drop this Friday. He just dropped at the beginning of 2024. So it has been almost 2 years, but I really do not care. It was a good album. It came and went, and if anything, the same thing is probably going to happen with this one. This one, there's been no rollout besides when it got announced like 2 days ago, and we couldn't even tell if it was a single or not. But yeah, I guess we're gonna see. Hopefully there's a Young Nudie feature on the album this time, because there was not last time, which is really confusing, honestly. I don't know if it's because Nudie isn't in the label. Well, no, 21 was on his project earlier this year. We should get that Nudie feature. We deserve it. Anyways, I'm going to give myself an hour, and then we're going to grind for another hour. And by then, it should be like 9:30. All right, it's now 8:36 p.m. I was right. It's now 8:36 p.m. Just a little over an hour since my last recording, where I was talking about the 2 concepts that I learned. I got logged out of my homework site. Obviously, it says there was no activity in your account for more than 30 minutes. So there's that. I tried to start editing this video already because I didn't know what else to do. So hopefully you like my editing skills, and I'm gonna get to work. Okay, it is now 9:41 p.m. and I am done for the night. If I were to take an hour-long break, I would be coming back at just about 11 p.m., which, considering I have to be up at 9 on Thursday, I don't think that's really the move to be up that late. So I'm going to edit up until this point and then probably call it a night. Okay, this is 6:19 p.m. the next day, take 3. So, went to bed at 1 a.m. last night. Woke up at 12 p.m. So, I get some lunch. I go study in the library. I go back to my dorm. And I will say, I feel more confident about Prove the Identity than ever. And that's probably just because there were some really easy questions on my study guide. But I can make sure I know it for sure by just redoing the study guide all over again, which is probably what I'm going to be doing until I physically am too tired to do anything else. Well, I got to get dinner at some point, but I'm probably going to lock in for an hour, and then my guess, go get some food. And I'll let you know if I stick to that plan or not. I got done with studying for like an hour and then spent an hour editing this video. I am actually trying to get this out at a decent time because I don't know when my last video will be a month old, but I'm planning on not letting it get a month old before I upload something else. At this point, I probably have 20 videos that are just meant for this one video sitting in my iPad camera roll. Oh, you want me to study? I mean, I guess I could. Okay, it is 7:49 p.m. My hands are a little bit shaky because I've been in a grind set mindset for at least an hour. Yeah, I've gotten 5 problems done, or 5 concepts mastered, or 5 concepts that I've gone over religiously, and I hopefully remember how to do them tomorrow. But yeah, it's looking to be a long night. I'm really good with trigonometry, and well, depends on what kind of trigonometry we're talking. I'm good with like basic trigonometry. I'm gonna get some food. I'm not taking y'all with me because I don't want to look like a goon in the dining hall. It is now 8:44 p.m. I've gotten food. I lied in bed for a bit, and my anxiety has just been very up and down. Update, it's now 11:45. I got up until like question 46 out of 50. Until out of survival instinct, I just turned off my PC. Yep. I know law of sines and law of cosines. That'll come to me. A lot of like the middle of the final study guide just came to me. I needed a little bit of help with Prove the Identity from AI, but that's okay. We're almost done. We're in the end game now. Okay, so I did not sleep for shit last night. If I had to guess, I would say I went to bed at 1, fell asleep at 1:30, 2 o'clock, woke up at 4 to literally nothing. got out of bed at 5 to eat a biscuit because I was starving. And then I took my theater final at 6:30 because it was online, and I made an 88 on that. So it is now 8:47. I'm not even supposed to be awake yet, but I'm like fresh out the shower, clothes on, getting ready to pack up not this entire dorm, but most of it.